but it's not going to be a monologue, and I want all of you to listen. You heard what Anita said, and this is what I want to say. Okay, and this is the life that you get 100. We don't massage anybody's ego. We don't care who is talking. If you are right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. So all the African countries, including the non-African countries, if you talk about those countries in a way, people will come up and defend. So Anita is here defending Nigeria. I see nothing wrong with that. Dudula Queen is defending South Africa. I see nothing wrong with that. I know that a lot have love for Nigeria, but not South Africa. A lot of Africans are very xenophobic. I'm not going to lie, towards South Africa. But what South Africa do, all of you do it in your countries. You hear your country name, you will defend.
Exactly.
I'm saying it for all of us because everyone will defend their home. I don't want it to be like it is only when the South African are defending their home we have to call them xenophobia. A lot of us are xenophobic in our own houses, with our tribes, with our people. Like again, I say I have some family members, I don't even claim them. One mother, one father. So let's not point fingers, but everyone is allowed to defend their country, and everybody will defend. So when somebody is defending their country, it's not about calling them names, because you would do so. I would do so in a way. But if what is being said is true, and this is where especially those who call for unity and the Pan-African comes in, okay? Here we practice continentalism, which is called, what you call it, responsibility, which is called accountability, and which is also called integration. If we don't have these three, there can never be unity. But what I see most on the so-called TikTok Pan-African, anytime, if you think you are so-called, then I'm talking to you. If you are not so-called, I'm not talking to you. They don't talk about wrong things that people do. They don't talk about African and African oppression and African crime. They don't. If an African did do something and you are talking about, you will hear, oh, we need to unite, brushing it off, no responsibility, no accountability. And a lot of you are making this look ugly. I heard somebody say that, what about Tanzania? What is happening there? Even right now as we are speaking, Ugandans are dying. We don't hear voices of these so-called Pan-Africans. You know what I do over here? I am here on TikTok to highlight and to speak on the oppression that our people are going through, not only in my country, almost everywhere. Because when people are oppressed, the people dying every day, but you turn a blind eye. And you only speak about unity when people are holding others accountable or people are fighting. And some of you don't even talk to your own family people, your family members. You don't. The hypocrisy is crazy, and you are making that thing look ugly. It is okay. That is why some people who are not born in Africa, when they come and hear you guys, they think we are fighting. We are holding ourselves accountable. It's okay. If I do something wrong, let me know that I'm wrong. Put me in my place and let me do the right thing. Let's come with respect. Guy, if there's no respect, there can never be unity. Do we want to jump from A to Z without respecting people? If I come to your, you see, me, I don't go to live streams. If I come to your live stream, I'm going to follow you because I'm in your house. I need to respect you. I cannot come to your house and call you names and call you that. And a lot of you glorify these things. Listen, everything we are doing, all this talk we are talking, all this brouhaha back and forth, it's not for you and I. It's not for you and I. Your ancestors did what they did. That's why you and I are here talking freely. But I don't want us to be selfish. Let's be very honest. And most of you are Christians and Muslims. And you think God or Allah doesn't live on TikTok. Let's be honest, guys. Come on. But I don't hold people from talking. I don't hold anybody for smoking anybody. But don't complain when you are being smoked. Okay, now we can get to 70. So, Zenith, Claire, you are going to speak, and then after you speak, you are going to open the panel. If you guys want to wrestle, we are here to listen. But no foul words, no personal attacks. Let's hit the nail at the point. Zenith, Claire, please let us know where you're from and take 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I was listening. I listened to everybody's submission. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. And it baffles me sometimes when we talk down on our fellow African nation. At least I will start from here. Nigeria is white amongst many blacks in terms of the continent. Whatever happens about Nigeria, it goes wide. And it has been like that right from time. For instance, reference what happened in Ghana last time. It was when the Ghanaians discovered that it was not really the main thing. They were chasing shadow then. The whole thing died down naturally. I wonder when our African brothers and sisters will wake up from this mentality of insulting each other nation. For instance, somebody was talking down, talking about Nigeria, talking about Ghana, talking. I was surprised. Why? People travel all over the world. Look at what is happening to these people in America today. It's because of this kind of thing. They have been there committing a lot of crime. Nobody heard it. It was when that woman in that parliament raised voice. But other African countries were there. If they do anything, you will see it on net. But these people are the one committing the greatest crime in America as black. For instance, where I am, I'm not in Africa now. I was going somewhere, rain was falling. I picked some black guys. I just want to help them to the city. I asked them where they came from. They say they are Nigerians. I said them they are lying. They say, why did I know? I say, I know where you come from. Do you know where they come from? They come from Liberia. They came here. They didn't come here to work. They came here to do, this kind of button work. That is what they came for. But they have left. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. If I really wanted to smoke them out, I would smoke them out in this country. But I didn't smoke them out. There is somebody, a Ghanaian woman today. She gave me her salary to go and pay into Ghana account in their country because she don't have document here. She cannot send money through bank. She gave me on trust and I do it. She has been giving me things on trust. I've been doing it. There is a Ghanaian guy I put in my house. His document collapsed. His work collapsed. I put him in my house. I give him job. I bring my document. I give him job. He's working today. He told me that none of his brother in Ghana or sister will do it for him. They are living here with them. So there is something I discovered. I don't blame people, it's natural. When I was in Sudan as PKF under United Nations. We came there with different countries. It was when Nigeria packed out the UN mission fold in Darfur. Go and find out or Google it. The South African contingent that came, I'm not saying it out of exaggeration, were like 80% of them were carriers. They now ask why. UN now give reason why they allow it, which I'm not supposed to say here. But nobody heard about it. Go and find out. We were there with Chinese, India, Ghanaians, different countries came there. Even Egypt came there. Bangladesh, they came there. Pakistan, they came there. Everybody get their own mission. Why they came? Some came as medical staff, some came as engineer. But nobody had it. If it was Nigerians that have that, it would have been on internet space today. Why can't we be focused and leave this issue of Africanophobia and other things, start insulting? Let me tell you something. I don't see any man in South Africa that is here that will stand here. Here I am to insult in Nigeria. Let me tell you something. We bleed in virtually all countries in Africa. Sierra Leone, Liberia, Uganda, Cameroon, all these countries, because Nigeria was the person financing ECOWAS and sponsoring them. Then, if anything happened in African countries, even the apartheid before the South Africa get themselves, all African countries contributed. Some contributed financially, some contributed so many things. I'm not going to talk about the contribution Nigeria made, even to the security of Nelson Mandela, late Nelson Mandela, but he's so rest in peace. But people will just come and start talking.
Okay, your time is up. Anyone have any questions?
I will stop here. I will stop here because I don't need to talk
Don't
much
worry,
about
you
South
can
Africa.
you can
But
be
it's
part
not
of the
good.
open panel. We are working with time. Anybody who have questions for him?
Me.
Let,
Jim, I have a
let
question
it be
for
a
him.
question. Let it be a question.
I have a question for him, sir. So he
Yeah,
said
we
he worked.
listen to.
No,
Wait, am
Dudula
I
is
going
going.
first? Oh,
Dudula, go ask your question.
okay, thank you. We you know, the lies are just too much. I mean, trusting a Nigerian over a Ghanaian is the most cooked lie ever in history. But you know, I've listened to you, and you've never mentioned Nigeria in any of your statements. And I hear you talking about apartheid and history. What can you offer the African continent now? History aside, they played their part. They are suffering from arthritis. Some of them are in the grave. What can you offer the continent now, apart from powder, prostitution, and marrying for a document?
Okay.
What
Let
can
him
you
answer.
offer
Let him
now?
answer.
Is there a question?
He said,
I
"What
will
can you
answer you.
offer the
What can you offer the
continent
world
now?"
now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Risk now. In many countries in Africans today, Nigeria gave them light, electricity.
Sir, we don't go to the
Um,
past. Okay, just answer a question. Let's move
No,
on.
I'm talking of now.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
A state in Nigeria, by deposit is richer than South Africa. Go and find out. I'm not talking of
Say
all
that
Nigeria.
again.
A state in Nigeria by natural deposit
Please
is
confirm as
richer
soon
than
as
South
possible
Africa.
that the delivery has been received to avoid delay penalties.
That is
If you
what
have
you
Yeah.
any
offer
questions
to
or
Yeah.
comments,
Africa.
contact
I beg, make I help my
customer
brother.
service.
Make I help my brother answer
No,
that
hold
question.
on.
It's richer than
Musa,
South Africa.
hold on. Sorry. So Nigeria is richer than South Africa. Is that's what you have to offer
Wait
to
it.
the continent?
You
Okay,
didn't
TM, can I
understand
help
me.
my
I
brother,
said
please?
Musa, I'm not asking for Musa. I don't want to. Hold on,
state.
everybody. Hold
I'm
on.
coming.
Hold on. Let me listen. Some of you, like, I don't wake up and want to repeat myself and scream and shout. Guys, follow the rules right here. Nobody for do too much for you. And I know they like that. She asked you a simple, if you cannot answer or if you want Anita, because that's a bad representation, bad answer you are giving to represent your country. To say your country is richer than.
Bad answer. He said what we can give. And I told
So
him that
how
a
is you
state in my
being
country
richer
is
giving
richer than South
Africa?
Africa.
How is
By
you being,
deposit, I'm talking of South Africa, not all Africa. South
but
Africa, a state in my country is richer than South Africa. If you want, I
Anita,
will tell
can you
the
answer the
state.
question if you can enlighten Nigerian's name, because this is not an answer.
Can I rephrase the question that
Okay,
the
go ahead.
Africans that we engage with on a daily basis, the Cameroonian, the Nigerian, the Tanzanian, what can Tanzania offer the African continent now in the 2026, in January, going to February and March? What can you offer the African continent now?
Okay. Anita, you want to answer that?
To
Or
answer
you
her
will pass?
question,
Yeah. Would you pass?
yeah, I'll pass. Let someone else answer.
Okay, we have an open
Okay.
panel.
TM, can I answer that question? What has Nigeria done or is
Are
doing
you
for the
from
continent?
Nigeria?
My brother, now we didn't make road now. Make her answer this
Go
question.
down. I'm gonna block your ass, bro. I don't like that. Okay? I don't like all these things. Like, yo, Musa again. Okay? No, listen. I hate these things. I don't like this at all. I don't even know where you're from. If you are not from Nigeria, you don't answer for Nigeria. Bro, me, I get anger issues. Let me put it out there first for everybody to hear. Me, I have anger issues. I don't like people who wants themselves to be repeated. Like I'm not playing here. I don't like that shit over here at all. Please don't let me curse anybody over here. I take things serious. I don't play. If I'm saying stop it, stop it. I don't do that. We have an open panel. No. I don't like that play. That corny ass play. I don't like it. I even block my uncle from my own TikTok. I hate giving a lot of graces. I hate shouting on top of my voice. I don't like that. I block my brother. I block my auntie. I block my sister. Who are you not to block? Please don't worry my head. It's
Sorry, what was the
2026.
question again? Because I
Host,
didn't
Hi.
hear her. What was the
host,
question?
host. The question
Uh,
was directed
The what?
to the gentleman that just spoke. Like, what can Nigeria offer to South Africa? Now, for me to
No,
answer,
no, no,
no,
no.
Dudula,
What
you
Okay,
asked,
then
can,
what was your
yeah,
no,
question?
I never said
yeah.
South Africa. Please, guys, please don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, can you answer the question
Well,
again?
what, even you, I can answer, I can ask you the question, what does Kenya got to offer the African continent?
But you see,
African.
the funny thing with that question is that you're forgetting the fact that Nigeria's economy, despite the fact that we're not doing well in our country, most of your companies need to come into Nigerian market to actually stand on their 10 toes. You know that, right? Like, let's talk about the bigger countries that actually fund your economy. What are the biggest companies in South Africa? MultiChoice, right?
Oh
No,
Lord.
you
MultiChoice,
shouldn't compare.
MTN. No, no,
I
no.
just said
Our economy funds your
Host,
country
can you
too.
help
Go
me? Can you help
go
me,
and
host, with this
Google how much
question?
Nigeria putting into your
No, no, I'm
economy
not
when you are
talking
I
fighting
about
through your
Google
appetite.
It's
and
not
what.
Google. It's
Guys,
the
can you
truth. I
listen
mentioned
to
it
the
before.
question?
I mentioned it
Can you
before.
listen
look.
to the question? Can you listen to the
Oh God,
question?
I can't deal.
No, you can't because you don't want to debate logically, Anita.
Can you please
I don't want to
listen to the
challenge
question?
Africa.
What
Okay.
I'm
my
not challenging
Bennett,
Africa. I'm
Okay.
challenging South
I don't
Africa,
speak
not
Okay.
to two.
Time
South
up.
Wait,
Africa.
Time
hold
up.
on, hold on.
oh
Time
I'm not
up.
speaking to
Lord.
Time
two
up.
people at the same time.
Time up. Let's go to Bulldog.
Yeah, well,
Bulldog, take 5 minutes.
I think
Zenith,
all right,
just
thank you.
mute your mic. Let Bulldog finish. And I want to open the panel not to even come in at all. So let people who haven't spoken speak, guys. Let's get to 80K. Bulldog, go ahead. And I think Dudula, later you
Exhausting.
also answer the
Uh,
same question because I want to know also what can South Africa offer. Go ahead, Bulldog.
South Africa. What can South Africa offer? South Africa is already subsidizing SADC, for example. SADC and most other countries north of SADC. We are the we are the reason why AGOA still exists. We're the reason AGOA works at all. Our infrastructure subsidizes and is borrowed by most of sub-Saharan African countries. You can Google that. For example, we supply electricity at a cheaper rate than South Africans pay for in countries like Namibia, Botswana, and also in the failed and derelict Zimbabwe and Mozambique, because these two states are our orphans, which is Mozambique and Zimbabwe. We have a railway system that is one of the best in the world. So we're able to move products through from Congo, even north of Congo, throughout the side countries of SADC, right up to, if I'm not mistaken, even just short of Kenya. So we're able to offer the continent. We are already offering the continent our ports, our banking systems, our global markets access. We're able to offer not just that, but we already have skills that go out to our neighboring countries, SADC countries north of those countries, and basically half of sub-Saharan Africa depends on South Africa's efficient systems, infrastructure, and skills. So So I really don't, I want this to be clear. No South African loses sleep when someone comes and lies and says, no, we do this for South Africa. It's our companies that are projecting out to the continent. Why? Because we have those companies and they are the only ones that operate in the markets that they operate. For example, Shoprite. Shoprite was very pivotal to the countries it resided in. I won't mention the country that chased Shoprite out, and it ended up being a failed Shell, after ShopRite pulled out, they couldn't manage, they couldn't even continue with the systems, they couldn't continue with the processes and getting food to that country, those jurisdictions. So there's a lot of things. MultiChoice, ShopRite, all our companies are the biggest because we produce, we subsidize, and we feed Africa. So I think there needs to be a lot more respect and a lot more gratitude actually from African countries to South Africa rather than this hatred, which to me it reeks of jealousy. It's like that man who buys the first guy to buy a Mercedes Benz in that mediocre neighborhood. That's the guy that everyone hates. They will go to the bush making juju. They will look for anything and say, "Oh yeah, you see how he greeted me." He feels like he's so higher than us. Of course he is. And if someone's doing better than you probably want to be their friend and find out, how are you doing this? How can we do this? How can we do that better? Instead of staying in a crappy country and trying to defend it because for you it's personal, rather than saying, how can we improve our country? What is it that South Africa is doing we can do better? We would give you tips. We would even help you like we did in the Congo. Our people went there and we lost some of our brothers, which I don't think any South African will ever vote for ever again, because the gratitude that we hear from those African countries, that we borrow our military and our military systems to them and willing to stake our lives for them, is not appreciated. So I think that people need to be honest with themselves, and the most people who will talk and talk down to South Africa usually are in South Africa to survive, and they end up thriving in our country. They will talk and say, yeah, black South African, this and that, but they know that they work in black South African gardens in the best suburbs in Johannesburg, in Cape Town. South Africans and black South Africans are flourishing because we helped build that country. Are we where we want to be? No, of course not. But we opted to preserve our country than destroy it in the name of kill the white man.
Okay. F1, everyone. Let's not use the KILL. And guys, if you see my name up there, you see a heart sign. Okay, it's called Heart Me. It is 1 coin. You need to clock in. If you can, just click in that and send 1 coin in the Heart Me, so that when you tap, your tap is going to be effective because you'll be termed as a community member, and you see the sign next to your name. So if you haven't clocked in yet, next to my name, you see a heart sign. Just click in it and it's just 1 coin. Thank you if you have done that already. And let's take the like to 90K. Thank you for that, me guys. High Priest, I see you. We are going to go to Mvuna, and then after Mvuna, we open the panel. Okay, anyone can speak, but we don't speak over each other, but you can be interjected, but in a swift way. Okay, so my guy, I'm not even mention your name twice. I don't even know how to say it. So open your mic and let us know where you're from, and then have your take.
It's Ngonya Manvuna. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from South
Good
Africa, Peter
afternoon.
Marisburg.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yes. No, I don't want to end up reiterating on saying some of what Bulldogs have said, because majority of what he have uttered, it's very true, and part of it I wanted just to elaborate on it. So I cannot then maybe waste some of the time, but I will just maybe just bring light on certain things because I'm a traveler. I've traveled to Mozambique, I've traveled to Lesotho, I've traveled to Zimbabwe, if I'm not mistaken. Namibia. So those kind of areas I know a little bit. You see, I'm a little bit sometimes worried, or even Swaziland. I'm a little bit worried when what is happening specifically in South Africa, other people, instead of ensuring that they actually reprimand their brothers and sisters to say what you're doing is incorrect. But themselves, they decided to bring hate to the South African. I doubt that it's correct on its own. Because looking to say when you go to Mozambique, when you go to these countries, they actually prioritize their own people more than any other areas. Mozambique is the worst area you can ever visit. Myself, I was robbed 3 times in that area. When you ever go visit there, I sometimes decided not to go by my vehicle going that side. I just take maybe a taxi, because when you go that side using your vehicle, once they see to say it's a foreign plate, definitely you have to pay from the first border gate, pay the policeman every road whenever you go. Till once you don't pay, then they will take your passport. You'll find yourself in a cell in Mozambique police station. Those are kind of other things people they don't know, but they are good in talking about it because it's what they see in media, or it's what they see actual, or what they see in TikToks or all these social media. It is not fair. You cannot go to another person's place and even demand food, demand healthcare, demand everything, whereas you've even went there illegally. So that is not good, because this thing, what I understand, when even you go illegally, so when you go legally, so to a country, when you speak of the issue of medication, you just, when you get a visa, you have to make sure you stipulate, they make sure you deal with your medication, they know about your problems. But you find people jumping the gates, going inside South Africa. When they reach inside South Africa, they do a lot of crimes. 70% in the inmates inside there, it's the foreign nationals. It is known, it's a statistics that it's outside there. It's foreign nationals. The people who are seriously endangers our kids in South Africa, specifically when you talk of drugs, the Nigerians, they know themselves. They know themselves. Instead of them reprimanding each other to say, no, guys, stop what you're doing. They are not doing that. Part of the reason why they're not doing that, it's because themselves, they're divided. They don't want the world to know how divided they are. Those people who are outside the world, they run away for certain reason. The certain reason is their division inside their own country. Those are kind of other things, as well as Zimbabweans. It's the very same thing. People, they need to grow in taking responsibilities in what they are doing when it's not correct. Then definitely when coming to deal with the issue of economic transformation with all the other countries, it can happen, because you understand that South Africa is the harbor. He has produced more things in ensuring that specifically the SADC, as well as AU itself, African Union, you understand they play a vertical role in that space to make sure that Africa, it becomes a better Africa for almost everyone. You see, so those are kind of other things that we must take note of instead of fighting each other. But one thing that I see, the other people or the other brothers from other countries, they don't have the willingness to understand, to say, this is not their home. When you are not in your own home, when you went and request for a sleepover or play, you just get, or you request, or you are given what you are given. You don't tend to demand to say this, it's what you believe it's for you. No, it's very ludicrous, this thing of entitlement that they are doing here. They're even ensuring that they are destroying the relationship of even other people who get inside the country legally. So this thing is not good. People, they must try to teach each other. People, they must try to reprimand each other. People, they must try to understand each and every country constitution, each and every country democracy, each and every country space. That's what I can say right now. Thank you.
Okay. And I want to tell you guys on the panel not to worry about the comment section. Okay? The comment section is a place of its own. Not everybody can get on here. And some of them also enjoy very well down there. So don't be triggered. And again, comment section is a dark place. And they live in a different world. So I don't want nobody to reply to them. Let them have their own, but make sure you are reading. And if anybody